Everyone. My name is Amit, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to go about job hunting using a tool like Clay, which is practically free for this particular purpose. With Clay, you can do outbound outreach, um, do some desk research, find emails of people who you are trying to cold uh, reach out to. Um, find out more about that person, find jobs, and so on and so forth. So, if I were in the job market and if I were trying to look for a job, this is what I would do. And this video is about going through that entire process. Now, the first step in this process is to find jobs that are relevant to you. Right? For example, now let's create one workbook inside Clay. So I'm inside Clay. If you want to sign up for Clay, I'll leave the affiliate link in the description below. Now you don't have to pay for this particular tool, and you get 100 credits every month for free. And this tool is really useful in your other parts of life as well. So in the future, if you find enough value, you can upgrade. When you upgrade, you will get 3000 extra Clay credits, which are worth $229 just because you signed up using my affiliate link. You have the choice to not sign up using my link. You can directly go to clay.com if that works better for you. So let's jump in to Clay. I clicked on the new workbook button and now I can select find jobs here. You can provide a list of companies that you are trying to find jobs at. You can pass a Clay table to that particular list, or you can provide a comma separated list of company domains. I'm going to leave this empty. For job titles, let's say I am looking for software engineer. Let's say, let's go for a very basic one. Um, I'll leave this empty description. You can type in any names of any technology that you're interested in the description. In the location, let's say I want to select India, or in fact, let me type Bangalore, Bangalore, Bengaluru, let's say. You can remove any, you can include any cities, states, or countries that you don't want the job in. The job type has to be, let's say, full time, has a recruiter. This is very important. Posting date last 15 days, let's say, and maximum day, minimum days since posted. Okay, sorry, 0 and then 15. Limit results, let's say 10 for now. And per company, I would need, let's say, at a maximum of 2 jobs so that I can cover more job posts or more companies from this search. I'm keeping the limit low deliberately so that I don't waste any Clay credits while I'm trying to show you this, right? So now I can click on preview jobs. Interesting. Nothing showed up. Mm, we'll try and find why. Bangalore. Let's say Karnataka. Oops. Let's preview jobs again. Very weird. Let's see what's happening. Job title, comma separated list. I don't know if this is the reason why this is not working. Let's see. Hmm, very interesting. Is it because I left something empty? I've not written or not selected a criteria which cancels out, right? Let's quickly see. Let's include some more. Software architect, software developer. What was the first one? Very interesting. It's still not working, which is very weird. Let me remove this limit. Minimum. Is it that the job market is really bad, that they have not had oops, okay, finally we have something. So basically it was not able to pull jobs because there weren't many that were posted. So let's say I'm selecting India, and last 30 days. Now we'll find more. So there are hundreds of results, 347 total. And now let's say the maximum number of days could be 15. Let's see if this works. Hmm, very interesting. And we select 21, last 3 weeks. Very interesting. Last 30 days. Okay, and now there are, that's very interesting, I mean, in a very long time, there haven't been many job posts, right? So let's say, let's pull these profiles. Do we need a fully enriched company? Let's pull it. It's going to cost me 10 more credits. It's fine. Website tech stack, I can pull those. It costs 4 credits per enrichment. So per website, total funding and blah, blah, blah. So let's click this. We'll now import these results into, let me rename this job hunting playbook. Let's call this uh, find jobs. And then if you want to change the criteria, you can come here, go to imported tabs, go to sources, click on find jobs, and then you can edit the source here and customize this search criteria here to find jobs that are relevant to you. All right, so now we did not enrich the company, but you get the idea, right? So here, let me see if I can find the recruiter's profile as well, right? We can find their name as well. You can find things like salary, whatnot. So for example, let's see if Whatfix has more information. So the location is Bengaluru. Um, the URL is available. The company URL is available. The recruiter URL is available, which we have already pulled. So let's, and you can enrich the company if you want some company level attributes. Like for example, let me enrich this one particular row, and then you can see what kind of information is available for a company type of record. So you can see the size of the company, privately held, countries US, software development, description, blah, blah, blah. You can basically research pretty much the basics about a company using this enrich company integration. Now, let's, like, for example, let's say you like one of these roles, you can go to the recruiter's profile here. Sorry, this is the job profile. And since we said that it has to have a recruiter on the job, you can click on the recruiter's profile and reach out to them if you want, right? Although the second step that I have highlighted here is, so first step was finding relevant jobs using Clay, which we have already covered. And there is also a YouTube video covering this point uh, exclusively, right? So now there is another thing called finding relevant people who can refer you to that particular job. So the recruiter is one person who is in charge of recruiting for that particular role. A job referrer is another person who can refer you to that particular job, provided they know that you are qualified enough. And that is the next step that we're going to look at now, right? So earlier I had this thing called find job. Let me go to my website, find job referrers. And I used to run this using relay.app and Airtable and fill out and Clay. And the process was very simple, right? You plug in the company URL, the job title, the job URL, uh, your LinkedIn profile, your email, and a payment. And you did not have to pay if you cannot afford it, right? And the way I used to run this in the backend is something that I'm going to cover now. Let me quickly pull up that profile. Let me also first hide records of people who have already used that. First, I just realized now that you are basically able to see all the profiles. So let me hide some details about the person. Uh, okay. Yeah. So this is good, I think. Yeah. So basically, as soon as somebody submitted this particular form, I quickly vetted if that seemed like a genuine request and then sent it to this particular table inside Clay. Now, what this did was it first found job titles that are okay. Let's go through this prompt, right? I'm looking for the job with title at company. Your job is to list job roles or titles in that company who can refer me for the job at the company. The output should be a comma separated list of relevant job titles for this particular role. Only output the list of roles in a CSV format, right? So this was the prompt that I fed to ChatGPT or OpenAI. And basically, for example, let's find a relevant or a more unique, right? So for example, this was a marketing manager, and the roles that could refer this person to that particular job in that company are director of marketing, senior marketing manager, head of marketing, marketing coordinator, marketing specialist, right? So I used AI to come up with all these possible job titles, and then I tried to find people with those job titles at that particular company. And this step here is find contacts at company, where you feed the company identifier, which in this case is the LinkedIn profile. Then you pass on the job title keywords. You do not want interns or job titles with the keyword intern, for example. And you could look for people who were in that similar role in the past as well. So somebody who was, let's say, a director of marketing previously, but is now a senior director of marketing, for example, they can still refer you to that particular job, right? And then you can refine this pretty much any way you want, right? So I think there must be a function for locations as well, or like a search criteria for locations, and there will be criteria for job functions. So basically you can customize this step uh, to include people in your job function, right? So this step basically found people at those particular companies with those particular titles, right? And then what I did was I shortlisted some people and shared their list or their names and their LinkedIn URLs with the person who submitted that particular form. So this was again, and then I sent this detail over an email. So this was the second step. So the first step was you find jobs that are of your interest using Clay and LinkedIn. You then found people at that particular company who can refer you to that particular job. From the first step, you already have the email of the recruiter or the profile of the recruiter. If now, let's say you shortlisted one person, the next step would be to, let's say, find their email address, right? So for example, let's have a create a blank table. Let's call this their link in, right? And now let's add an enrichment email waterfall, and let's say we want their work email, right? And now here you can select the steps, like the tools you want to use to find their emails, right? So the first step was Lead Magic, and Lead Magic basically needs person's name, company domain, right? So basically, let's first add enrich person, and this would be using a LinkedIn URL. The email is optional, right? So for example, now I can find their name, title, organization. Let me click save. Let me pick one person's LinkedIn URL here, right? So for example, I'll use my own, don't worry. So although it will not find my email, which is my worry, right? So now let's click on save and don't run. Now I'm going to enrich my profile and it will spit out my name, my title, my organization. Right now I can add an enrichment to find their email. So I selected email waterfall, and here for Lead Magic, for example, it takes person's name and the URL, save waterfall step, and you can add any number of email finder services, and you can continue to use Clay's API key, so you don't have to sign up for each of those tools by yourself. You can continue to use Clay's connection with with each of those services, and the currency for all of this is Clay credits, which you get 100 every month, right? So I'm going to remove anything that costs 2 credits, right? So let's see if we can find some cheaper options as well. So this is one. Another, artificial intelligence is something that we'll not use, but uh, work email. What else costs 1 credit? ICPs. So again, save. Again, let's see, find email, find work email. Anything else that costs 1 credit? Yeah, Nimbler. So let's say I have these four services that will find the email for me, right? And the way this works is that, okay, this is interesting. Why is it failing? Input type here, professional URL and LinkedIn save. So the way this works is it will first use Lead Magic to find my email. If it succeeds, that waterfall will stop. If it doesn't, it will go to Enro. If Enro succeeds, it stops. If it doesn't, it goes to ICPs and so on and so forth. So hoping this will return the email. Oops, I did not select other settings like whether I wanted catch all emails and stuff like that, right? So let's quickly wait. See what the next step is. We are currently at this particular step. Okay, this did not work. Let me find somebody's profile who wouldn't mind being talked about on this particular call. Let's assume it found my correct email ID, uh, and then I can you can review their profile, find something common between the two of you, and then write them a cold email using just your Gmail or your personal email. It's completely fine, right? So this was the third step, sorry, fourth step, and then write them a genuine cold email answering three questions: who you are, where you want to go, and how this job will take you where you want to go. In the email, you can write to you can write to them to hop on a call if they think like you can't pressurize them. Give them a very easy way to say no, but I'll leave this to you and ChatGPT to figure it out. But just be authentic, be nice, and be respectful of their time, right? So yeah, I mean, basically, yes, we are through all these five steps to find a job, find a person who can refer you to that particular job, and how to research about that person, how to write a cold email to them with details about you and the job and that particular person, and everything in this particular video that I have covered can be done for free. You don't have to spend a single penny, right? uh, I can what I can do is I can make a copy of this particular playlist or this particular workbook and share it as a template with you, right? So feel free to download it from the description in the YouTube section. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted between the two screens. Uh, the one which is recording this particular video and the one which is uh, what is being shown to you on the screen, right? And that is why I'm like fumbling a little because I did not prepare very well for this particular video, and I'm just doing this on the fly to kind of like settle a very ongoing hot topic, right? So what I'm saying is basically all of this can be done free if you're just being mindful. Don't have to pay anything. Of course you can pay somebody to guide them to guide you through the process, to tell you what an HR looks for when screening your resumes. With this particular method where you are finding a genuine person who can refer you to a particular job, not a transactional referral but a meaningful referral, um, then you don't need to worry about an HR screening your resume, right? uh, so yeah, I mean, uh, don't go looking for interview questions at XYZ company, so on and so forth. Just be honest and earnest. Don't look for shortcut answers to interview questions, right? Practice and you will be better. So for the sake of uh, making this video extremely useful to everyone who is watching, I'm going to convert this playbook into a template and share a link in the description, uh, right? And obviously it will be a affiliate link. I hope you don't mind that. If you do, I've still showed you the entire process to build this workbook or this process from scratch. Hope you find this useful and good luck with your job hunt. Thank you. Cheers. Bye bye.